quest for the Holy Grail. Chapter 15. Getting a clue.
Here's is the first riddles is,
said Gollum.
What is the name of the man who can go into the werewolf form in the third book of Harry Potter?
That is a tough, said Gandalf. Does anyone know the answer? And they didn't know it. Oh no, what will we do if we can't do the riddle? We need the own ring for Relic of Power. If we can't make, we will be killed by Drakwons. Cried Aragorn. I know, I have a good plan, relied Indiana Jones. If we go and find Hogwarts in the past, we can ask a student for the answer. Och, that is good plan, Gandalf said, and so they decided to go for Hogwarts. They got back on horses and rode to the platform 9340 and went to the train to Hogwarts. They sat inside a cabin and waited for train to get to Hogwarts at night. When they got it at Hogwarts, they went to Gryffindor common room to find someone to ask about the Wolfman. And then they found Ron Reilsy, and they said, "Hello, Ron." "Hello, Aragorn, Gandalf, and Indiana Jones." "Do you know who is the rare wolf from the third book?" "Yes, his name is Professor Lupus, thank you." And so they had got the clue for the riddle with Gollum. They went back on their horses and rided to the place where Gollum, and the ring was left to solve the riddle. Then back into the cave. "Hello, we have the answer," said Aragorn, and then Gollum came, and he said,
What is these answers, my precious?
"The answer is Professor Lupus."
Yes, that's right. Now you've missed Swan's final riddles to gets these swan rings.
"Orc, what is this riddle? I will do it," said Gandalf.
This last riddles is you must solve this. There's mysteries of this haunted houses in Rohan's. And so Aragorn and Fangdalf and Indiana Jones got the horse to Rohan. Chapter 16. The Mystery Machine. On their way to Rohan, they met a mystery machine, and inside the machine were Scooby-Doo and Velma and Daffy and Fred and Shaggy. "Hello," said Aragorn, and then Fred said, "We're going to the haunted house at Rohan to solve a mystery." "Oh, we are go there too." And so they got in the machine with Scooby and the rest and went to haunted house at Rohan. When they arrived, they got out and looked at the house. It was painted black with broken window. The door was painted in blood, and it said, "Do not enter haunted house." It had a creepy metal handle that looked like a gargoyle. "Who will go in first?" said Shaggy, and then Indiana Jones said, "I will." And so they went in. Inside was some dusty floors and a curtains with a rip in it and a old bookshelf with some old book on it, and it was very scary. "So where is the ghost?" said Velma. "I will make a trap to enter patcher it." And so she put a trap door on the carpet. And then they behid the bookshelf to wait for the ghost to come. After a few hours, a white ghost came through the door, and then it fell down into the trap. "No!" it screamed. But then the Velma and Shaggy and Indiana Jones and Aragorn went and tied it up with a rope. "Are you the ghost of Rohan?" said Daffy. "Yes, I am," wailed the ghost, and then mask was pulled off. It was an old man with glasses, and then he said, "I wouldn't have gotten away with it too if not for this meddling kids," because that is what all the Mossenters say in the Scooby-Doo cartoon. Then Aragorn cut off his head with a sword, and it fell on the floor and bled on the floor, and then Indiana Jones picked it up and put it into his pocket. Chapter 17. Professor Snake.
After they'd got the finful clue, Tolgeron said, "Now we must kill Volderot before we come back to the real time." "We will help," said the Scooby-Doo people. "Orc," replied Indian Jones, and so they went back to Hog Riots on train. "Now we must go and find Professor Snake." So they went into the teacher's Kumon room for look for him. Instead, they gowned Professor Snake and they said, "Can you show us the lair of Voldesaur and the Death Dealers?" "Yes, I can, but first I must make a magic potion for the killing of him." "Thank you!" And so the snake made his potion, and they all went through secret passage to the lair of the Death Theaters. It was a dark passage, and they walked for many hours in Drac, but eventually they got to evil lair of Death Theaters. It was evil, with many evil symbols on the walls, and inside was an army of them, and so Snake threw his magic potion, and it exploded and killed all of the Death Dealers, and their blood went all on the floor and boiled. Then Voldorsammer came, and he stepped in the blood and Pioton, and he wailed, "Ouch, what is this sorcery?" "I am Professor Snake, and I am here to kill you and your family." And so they did an epic deal. Snake did a Spelliarmoth spell, but it was deflect, and then Voldemort did a fly up no, but it hit a wall instead. Then they both tired a Abracadabra spell, but they bounced off each other and failed. Then Galdanf did a magic blast from his staff, and Vladimir was turned into 10,000 pages and spread all around the room. "No!" he screamed, but it was too late. Even though it is past, he is still dead in Rail Tim as well. "Well done," said Indian Jones. "And now we must to cave to solve the golem riddle. Only then we can build a artifact of power for stop the rest of the Drac ones." Chapter 18. Relic of Power. They rode in the Mysteru machine back to the golem, and then he said, "So did you solve those mysteries, nice Paracusauces?" "Yes, we did. Who is the prof?" said Gandalf, and he showed the head of the Wanting Hoist. So Galoom handed the ring. "Hooray, we have got the One Ring!" cheered Gandalf. "Och, what we do next?" mentioned Argeron. "Now we must go back to the real Tim and make the Relic of Power to stop the Drac ones." "Yes, that is good." And so they got Doctor Who to come with the TARDICE and take the back through the time warp. They met the others at the Castell and said, "We have got the One Ring now. We can build Relic to explodo all the Dark Ones and we can save the world." Then Frodo said, "How to make the Relic?" I don't not know," replied Indian Jones. "I know. We can ask Gimile. He is dwarf, and he can do the smithing maybe. He can make Relic of Power as well." And so did Hagrid. So Gimli took to the crystal skull and ring and holy grail and put them all into second fire to make a artifact of power. "Who has the strength to use this artifact of power?" said Gandalf. "Only a hero can use it." "We are all the hero," said King Arthur, and he broke the artifact into many pieces of different ones and gave one to each. Arthur had a magic Excalibur. Lord of Rings had magic swords, except Legolas has a bow instead. Harry and Professor Snake and Hagrid had Speckle Wand. Doctor Who had a power screwdriver. The Scooby-Doo had a magic Scooby Snacks. And Indian Jones had magic pistol. "Now we are really to fight the Dark Ones," said Aegeoin. "I agree," said everyone. Chapter 19, The Terrible Army of Drac Ones. Meanwhile, the rest of Dark Ones had been building massive force to take over the whole world. There was Evil, Seckelton, and Zombie, and Ghost, and Spirity, and Nazis, and Russian, and also Daleks from Dork, Who, and Ring Wreaths, and the Ring Wrath Dragons, and Orcs, and Dark Knights from Mordored, and the Lich King had brocted Deathwing from the World of Warcraft, Cataclysm Expansion Pack, and a bunch of more skeleton and zombie. The man who was half a bat, or the General Aswell. Those paddock-thick heroes cannot stop us, roared Deathwing, and so the army cheered at him, and start to march to take over He-World. It was the biggest army ever made, even bigger than Orc Army from Lord of the Rings movie. There was over 1 million soldiers in it as well. They started to go all over the world and attack all the towns, and only King Arthur and Indian Joans and the rest could stop them. But we need more warrior, said Gandalf. There is not enough. And so they went to get more for final battle. They found Lancelot and the knights to help, and Ron, and Hermione, and Dumbledore, and Mad-Eye Moldy from Harry Potter, and also they found some magic armors to wear in the creepy castle, and some magic potions of healing for medicining them. And then they saw the Dark Army. We will battle Tomro. But now we must get a rest, said Frodo, and so they had some pizzas and chocolate biscuits for tea, and then they slept until the morning. In the morning they had some breakfast and prepared for the final battle to decide the fate of the world.